Fearless Radio.
Fearless Radio, the new music binge. That's Yellow Card off the new album. When you're through thinking, say yes. And I have Ryan Key of Yellow Card here in the studio with me right now. Ryan, thank you so much for stopping by Fearless today.
You're welcome.
Now he's going to be with the rest of Yellow Card at the Congress Theater tonight. You said Oversold, really?
I think so, yeah. This is the biggest show of the tour.
Awesome. And they're going to be with All Time Low, Hey Monday, and the Somerset. How's the tour been so far?
It's awesome. We actually left to start touring this year, February 12th. We went to Japan and worked our way back around the world to start this tour. And so it's been amazing, dude, just to be back out and playing shows again and, having the new record out and being able to play some new songs and things like that. It's just been great.
You've definitely been through Chicago before. Do you have any favorite places you like to hit up anytime you're in town?
We were just talking about it in the car on the way over. Our tour manager was talking about how much he loves it here in Chicago, and I said, I think I need to come here and stay for a week or two or something because I have no dislike for the city at all, but I definitely haven't had a chance to fall in love with it. So I have a friend who has a waterfront condo here, so I may have to take advantage of that.
Sounds very nice. Just letting the fans know, if you have any questions for Ryan, hit us up on Twitter at Fearless Radio. I'll get the questions and I will be able to ask. We got a couple already. Let's see. Becky Jo says, so excited to see you guys tonight. This will be my first time seeing them. Not really a question, but there you go. Jack Payne wants to know, how is touring with All Time Low?
It's awesome, man. We met those guys in 2007 on the Warped Tour. They were playing the Hurley stage or one of the side stages. They're 17, 18 years old, and shortly after that, we kind of disappeared for a while. And so to come back and be a part of this tour and just see how amazing they're doing and how rabid their fan base is and how awesome their fans have been to us, it's awesome to see.
Now, you guys are on tour now. What can people find Yellow Card doing before shows? Like warming up the voice, shaking out the nerves? What are you guys doing? Yeah,
we're pretty mellow before the show. We don't have any real heavy rituals or anything.
Is there maybe a member that is always the last one to get on stage? I mean, it seems like every band's just got that one guy who always takes his time getting up to the stage.
Yeah, he's probably going to be upset with me for saying this because he has a real complex about it now. I think he got in a decent argument with the crew about it at one point on the tour, but that would be O'Donnell, our bass player.
Okay.
He's usually, he's from San Diego. He's a pretty laid back dude. He just kind of shows up,
All right, well, what about after the shows? Do you guys come out to the merch table, talk with fans, or do you guys kind of keep to yourselves backstage?
We usually try and go outside by the buses and stuff, for fans who come outside after the show. The merch table, when we're not headlining, it gets kind of crazy out there, at the All Time Low merch table, and when we go out there, the people get really excited to see us as well, but I think it just gets a little complicated for the cotton technicians, we call them. So we try to just wait until the show's over, and then come outside for a little bit and hang out with everyone.
Now, you got the new album that just came out. You guys are touring. What does your set list look like? Are you mixing in some older ones with the newer album, or are you kind of concentrating on the new album?
Yeah, no, it's old and new. We're only playing 2 new songs right now. But it was important for us to put a set together on this tour that was familiar for people. There's a lot of people coming to these shows that have never seen the band before. Some even never heard of the band before. A lot of people, I get a lot of comments on Twitter about how fans were too young to see us back in 04, 05. So this is their first show. So we tried to put together kind of a greatest hits sort of set. We have been playing 5 Becomes 4 from Paper Walls, which is not really like a single or anything like that. So that would kind of be the one off the wall song we play. But it's just fun and fast, and we like to see if we can get a little circle pit action going at these shows, and it's kind of a challenge for us, so we like it.
You just brought up the circle pit. What's the worst injury you've seen go on in the crowd while being on stage?
In Calgary, Warped Tour 2000, which year was it? It was either 04 or 07. I can't remember which year, but there was a big windstorm, and a kid actually died at the show while we were playing. I don't know if we didn't really know that he died right while we were playing, but the injury happened during our set. A huge chain link fence was blown over and fell on top of this kid.
That was Warped Tour?
And I can't. And I think they revived him on the scene, but he definitely was not there for a few minutes, and we actually went. Kevin Lyman, the guy that runs Warped Tour, came to the stage and asked us if we could, get our acoustic guitars out or just play kind of mellow, no drums. And so we actually went on and played probably one of the longest Warped Tour sets ever played. I think we played for like an hour that
Nice.
day because it was just the show kind of had to stop for a minute, so we just kind of played some mellow songs, and but that was definitely the most intense injury I've ever seen at a show.
Now, Yellowcard's been around for a while. You guys took, your hiatus. You're back now. Is there anything with Yellowcard that you have yet to accomplish that, you still kind of have your eyes set to?
I don't think so. We've had a pretty amazing ride, pretty incredible career so far. I think the goal right now is just to make smart choices and stay positive. We all kind of separated from each other and from the original kind of idea and focus of the band. I think when things got crazy with Ocean Avenue and the success kind of got a little overwhelming for everyone, and we each kind of dealt with it in our own way. But I think collectively right now that's really the goal, is just to keep ourselves positive and not think too far in the future, really just kind of focus on each show one at a time and really make sure we're enjoying every minute of it. So those are the kind of goals we're setting right now.
How do you take care of your voice while on tour?
Well, I kind of suck at all the things I'm supposed to do. I try not to eat too much dairy. I try and only have adult beverages if we have a day off the next day. I try and just be really conscious of feeling where it's at and how I'm doing with it. And this tour's been really great. Since we left in February, even, I've really haven't had much of a problem. I got pretty sick 4 weeks into this tour, and had a little bit of trouble, but nothing where I completely lost my voice. So, you can just, if you feel like you're losing it, the next couple days you just have to kind of
take care of it,
not talk. I use my phone, kind of type on my phone what I need and show it to whoever I'm talking to, which is a total pain in the ass, but it
you do what
makes
you
a better
do,
show,
right?
yeah. And I used to not worry about that kind of shit, and so now I realize how much more fun the tour is when you have good shows every night, and it becomes less about the party and more about the performance, and I like that.
Another Twitter question. This one's from Caroline. Did you get a Star Wars tattoo done over your Weezer tattoo?
I did. My Weezer tattoo was almost gone. It was pretty much. I would have either had to get it redone or relined, whatever. But I've been wanting to do this Star Wars sleeve on my right arm for a lot of years, and the two just didn't really flow together. And that Weezer tattoo was cool because it was on the DVD when we got it, but everybody was a little bit hammered that day, and it wasn't that really well done. The tattoo was kind of weak, so. Sorry to all the fans who seem to be bummed out about that. I get a lot of comments about that.
Now, you do have a lot of ink. I was curious, do you have any maybe regretful or embarrassing tattoos?
No, not really.
That's always a good answer.
Mine were all pretty well thought out.
What about pain-wise? Where's the worst spot to get?
It's hard to say. Like up around your armpit is pretty rough, and believe it or not, your elbow is really painful.
Believe it or not, that sounds like it would really hurt.
Well, no, because you can grab hold of your elbow, the skin of your elbow, and just like.
But wouldn't you have to have it like tight for?
No, I mean you just do it kind of like that, but it with your arm up, but it just hurt. I don't know if it's the bone under there or if but I think the reason I say believe it or not is just because it doesn't feel like there's any nerve endings there at all, but I don't know.
All right,
it hurts.
Again, I got Ryan Key from Yellowcard here in the studio for Fearless Radio's New Music Binge. They're at Congress tonight, sold out show, so I guess go hang out outside and see if maybe you can get yourself one. Now, during the hiatus of Yellowcard, you kind of did Big If. And then you did a song there, and then it was Hang You Up, and that came over to Yellowcard. Why did you kind of bring that song over?
Well, I was working with Sean O'Donnell, who's the bass player in Yellowcard now. We've been friends for a long, long time. And when Yellowcard decided to break, Sean's band, Reeve Oliver, broke up. And we ended up on the phone one day and just decided it'd be cool to write some songs together, which then took on more of a life, and we thought it might become a band that we would tour and put out records. And So we had a lot of songs. We wrote for 2 years straight, and when we started talking about the idea of doing Yellow Card again, we had a lot of decent quality demos that we had done that we were able to play for everybody in Yellow Card and Neil Avron, our producer, and just see if there was anything in there that anybody felt, was inspired by or felt that it should be a part of our record. And Hang You Up was definitely at the front of the list. Everybody just felt like it was a really solid song and carried a little bit of weight, and so we worked on it, and I love the Yellow Card version of it. I think it really brought it to life.
Are you still kind of working with Big If, or is that
we're just really happy to have O'Donnell on board. He's been a friend of the band for a lot of years, and he's a real positive force in the group, and he's really bringing a lot to the table as far as just being a team player. He's doing all the web episodes for our YouTube channel, and he edits all that together, and he's really stoked to be here, and that's an important thing.
Now, after you guys came back from your hiatus, there was a different lineup for Yellow Card. Was the writing of this album any different from past albums because of the different lineup, and if so, how?
The writing of this album was very similar to One for the Kids and Ocean Avenue, in that we had a lot of time to work on it, and we spent all of that time, or as much of that time as possible, together as a full band. We were missing LP because he was still on tour with Adam Lambert, which is what he was doing during the break. But we kept in contact with him a lot and sent him everything we were working on so he could comment and let us know what he thought about it. But we just spent a lot of time working together, and the reason it's like those first 2 records is because with those records, we still we all lived together in the same apartments and houses. We had a rehearsal space. We were just always playing together. After Ocean Avenue took off, the first break we got for that record was 20 months in, and everybody kind of just split up and went and did their own thing. And then you come back and you get in a rehearsal space for 5 or 6 weeks, and that's your songs, and then you go in and record them. So that's how the following 2 records really were conceived. This one, we spent almost all of 2010 just flying around to meet each other at each other's houses, and then we would fly to Arizona, where Ryan Mendez, our guitar player, has a studio in his house, and we would demo the songs. And I just feel like we were able to capture a lot of the original sound of the band because of the method in which we wrote the songs, and I like that occurred because we weren't really forcing it. It just kind of naturally comes out when we work as a full team.
All right, well, we're going to get to another song here in just a little bit. Fans of Yellow Card, if you have any questions, hit us up with a tweet at Fearless Radio. Just a couple more questions. We're going to get to another song. We've talked a lot about the music. I always like to throw in some pop culture questions. Are there any TV shows that you like to follow?
Yeah, I have had a few that were pretty life-altering. 6 Feet Under is probably my favorite show of all time.
That is life-altering.
Yeah, I've actually had a couple of friends who were kind of in a rut in their life, and I was like, you know what you need? And I bought them the full box set, and one of them was living with their parents, working retail in our hometown, didn't really know what she was going to do with her life, and now she lives in New York and is doing everything she wants to do, and she's fully that show changed my life.
It is an amazing show.
Yeah, so I'm a big Friday Night Lights fan, and right now I'm pretty much drug addicted to Mad Men. I can't stop. So I'm definitely a fan of the kind of dramatic series like that more than sitcom type television, but.
You brought up Friday Night Lights. Are you a football fan at all?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? Have you been keeping up with the draft or anything?
I'm not really. I mean, I do, but pro football isn't really my thing. I'm a big college football fan.
What's your team?
I've spent the entire break from the band. I moved from Los Angeles back east to Athens, Georgia, which is where the University of Georgia Bulldogs play ball. And I got season tickets, and
nice.
My 2 younger cousins, who are each 2 years apart, we're like brothers pretty much. We grew up together. We all live there, and we're all massive fans. And it's been a really amazing part of my life to kind of get out of LA and go do that for a while. I think it's really grounded me in a lot of ways. But I love college football so much.
LA to Georgia seems like a transition.
Well, I grew up in Jacksonville, Florida, which is like North Florida, and the big side of my family's from North Atlanta. So I've spent a lot of time in Georgia as a kid, and like I said, my younger cousin and his wife have lived in Athens for 3 or 4 years when I moved there. So that's just where I wanted to be, man. I honestly, it was football and family were kind of the motivating reasons to get out of LA.
Football and family, I love it. All right. What about video games? Do you play video games at all?
Yeah, I definitely sports video game